believe it's been 30 years that Greenforest has been on this wonderful, beautiful campus. And family, this is where it all started, here at what was the Wadsworth Elementary School, with the first services being held on Greenforest Drive. It was right here on this location that the church purchased this property adjacent to the school and built this building and worshiped for almost 30 years. But as neighborhoods often do, this one started to diversify as more African Americans began realizing their dream of home ownership. One fateful Sunday morning in 1977, something called the Exodus experience occurred as all the white members of the church and the pastor moved their membership. In stepped Reverend John H. Cross, a former pastor of Birmingham's 16th Street Baptist Church, the site of a racial bombing that killed 4 black girls.
I am the daughter of the late Reverend John H. Cross, who was an interim pastor at Greenforest. My father was called to help stabilize the church until they brought in a new pastor. Pastor McCalep was visiting. He asked how he could help out. My father said the church is vacant. You can put your name in the hat. Dr. McCalep became the pastor, and the rest is history.
My name is George Orman McCalep III. And my father, he was the pastor when it was just only 25 members, and it grew so large that we had to move to this facility.
It was 30 years ago, on June 9, 1989, that the Greenforest congregation, led by Pastor George O. McCalep, stepped out on faith.
We were financially not prepared for the blessing that God was going to provide for us. But because of our strong tithing program and the faith that we had that we could make this work, we bought the church from Mount Carmel. We had a march from our old church on Shamrock across I-20 to this facility. At that time, we had the curtain, symbolic of what happened in the Bible when the curtain was rent. We did the same thing to march into this church. And after making that move, God blessed us. At one point, we came to almost 5,000 members.
Off the sick bed, yeah! Yeah!
Pastor McCalep founded the Greenforest-McCalep Christian Academic Center for the express purpose of educating our young people.
When Pastor McCalep passed away, it was really tough. You know, it was like losing a cornerstone of the community. He left such big shoes that I think that we constantly wanted to be filling them up so that we can make this church a better place.
I am Shana Ross. I'm the oldest daughter of former senior pastor Dennis Mitchell.
We are an on-mission church.
One of the most humbling experiences I think that my father had as senior pastor was being able to help Greenforest during the healing and grieving process over the death of Pastor McCalep. And one of, I think, the greatest accomplishments that he had was his dedication in helping the church tackle the IRS giants. My dad, along with my mom and members of Greenforest, reenacted the historical walk across 20, walking from the old church on Shamrock Drive to our new building on Rainbow Drive.
Hello, Greenforest. My name is Reverend Herman M. Cody. I served as executive pastor of 3, senior pastor, and now in retirement, I'm serving with the academy.
In 2016, God favored me and led me here, granting me the opportunity to lead this phenomenal congregation on this 94-acre campus.
There have been some tasks that God has given you, and the only way you accomplish that task is because God has showed up in your life.
We have witnessed and watched the Lord take our ministry to an entirely new level, to see an increased community presence, and to see a record number of baptisms.
Because you want to be with Jesus Christ, and then I want to be a Christian like my family.
I love how Greenforest is preparing all of us to be the leaders in the next 30 years.
And just as God has led us for the past 30 years, we continue to look up to God, believing that the sky is the limit.